Welcome to the discussion on Module 7, Notes Receivable. So, kanina diniscuss natin yung estimation of doubtful accounts. So, now let's proceed with Notes Receivable. So, for at the end of the module, we'll be able to understand the concept of Notes Receivable, initial and subsequent measurements, and know the interest and non-interest bearing Notes Receivable at kung paano siya tinitreat. So, the Notes Receivable, as you will read on your reference, Intermediate Accounting 1 with Valix, um, wala naman siyang pinagkaiba with accounts receivable. Ang pinagkaiba lang nitong notes receivable is that it is evidenced by a promissory note. So, this is treated as an asset by the holder of the note. So, kung sino yung naka-receive ng promissory note, receivable niya yun doon sa kung sino yung may utang sa kanya. So, let's go with the initial measurement of a note. So, let us classify a note between short-term notes receivable and long-term notes receivable. So, a short-term notes receivable is usually measured at face value. So, walang problema kapag yan ay short-term. So, kapag short-term, within 1 year. And this is not normally discounted because immaterial or maliit lang ang difference when you discount the present value of the notes compared to its face value. So, ang initial measurement kapag ito ay short-term at face value. Kapag naman long-term notes receivable, this is measured at the present value initially. Ano itong present value? This is the sum of all future cash inflows discounted using the effective interest rate for the similar notes. So, lahat ng benefit na mapapasok doon sa asset na yon, doon sa notes receivable na yon, will be computed using an interest rate. Kumbaga, hihilahin mo at present. However, there is a problem for this long-term notes receivable kasi may dalawang classification yan. Under the standard, itong interest-bearing at non-interest-bearing. So, dito tayo sa interest-bearing note. As the word imply, merong this incurs interest or this earns interest kung ikaw yung nagpautang. So, these are measured at face value, which is actually the present value upon issuance. So, later, ma-identify natin bakit sinasabing it is actually the present value upon issuance. Kasi kapag na-receive mo yung note receivable, yung promissory note mo ngayon, for interest-bearing note, kung magkano yan at face, yun na rin ang kanyang present value upon issuance. So, let us illustrate. On January 1, Quinta Company sold to Pepito a land costing 2 million for 3 million. So, si Quinta, nagbenta siya kay Pepito ng land for 2 million, for 3 million, which ang original cost is 2 million. Pepito paid 1 million down. So, 1 million ang down payment, and then the difference is evidenced by a promissory note. So, magkano yung difference? 2 million. 2 million is payable into 2-year promissory note daw. So, 2 taon babayaran. However, yung 2 million na yun ay may interest. 10% interest per year. So, the note matures at the beginning of 2021. So, kung 2019 yan ibinigay, so 2019 and 2020, 2 years there. At the beginning of 2021, mature na yung promissory note. So, how do we recognize this? In the books of Quinta, siya yung nagbenta at naka-receive ng promissory note. Normally, you debit cash. Kung magkano na-receive mong cash, 1 million. You debit notes receivable, 2 million. And then you credit land kasi ito yung binenta at cost ito. Then, 1 million. Gain on sale of land. Gain on sale of land for 1 million because of the increase ito. So, 1 million. So, for December 31, the accrued interest receivable is 200,000 and the credit is interest income 200,000. So, how do you compute for the interest? Diba sabi kanina, yung balance na yung balance na 2 million ay merong interest na 10% per year. So 2 million times 10% is 200,000. So for December 31, 2019, ito yung recognition of income mo. Since yan ay hindi pa naman nare-receive, it is just an accrued interest receivable and then credit interest income. For 2020, December, another na-earn uli yung income, debit accrued interest receivable, 220 and credit interest income. Bakit 220 ang amount dito? Because ang sabi plus 10% interest that will be compounded annually. So ibig sabihin ng compound kapag compounded ang mode ng payment mo, yung interest na na-earn ay mag-earn pa rin ng interest. So principal plus interest will earn additional interest. Kaya before 2 million ang principal balance plus yung na-earn na interest na 200,000 is 2,200,000 times 10%. So for January 1, 2021, which is the maturity of the note or the promissory note, you debit cash 2,420,000, credit notes receivable 2 million, and then credit accrued interest receivable 420,000. Bakit 2,420,000? Because na-receive mo na yung notes receivable mo dito, itong 2 million, plus itong accrued interest receivable ng 200,000, plus itong accrued interest receivable ng 2020 na 220. So, notes receivable, i-close mo lang 2 million and the accrued interest 420,000. So, this is the recording in the books of the receiver of the notes receivable for interest-bearing note. So, paano naman kapag non-interest-bearing note? Ano ibig sabihin nitong non-interest-bearing note na ito? These notes are measured at present value or the discounted value of the future cash flows using the effective interest rate. Yung terminology na non-interest-bearing, hindi ibig sabihin niyan ay wala siyang interest. Ang ibig lang sabihin niyan ay yung interest ay nakasama na doon sa mismong face value nung promissory note. So, let us illustrate this. Ruby is a manufacturing company on January 1. It sold a machinery costing 200,000 for 300,000. The buyer signed a non-interest-bearing note for 300,000 to be paid in 4 equal installments every year end. The cash selling price of the machinery is 250. So, binenta niya yung machine niya for 300,000 na ang original cost ay 200,000. Then, binigyan siya ng promissory note para bayaran yung 300,000 na yon in 4 equal installments every year. And so, ilan yan? 300,000 divided by 4, 75,000 yan every year. Yung selling price daw ng machinery, kung ibebenta mo yan ngayon, ay 250,000. So, let us analyze muna. So, let us analyze. Ang face value ng notes receivable ay 300,000. Ang present value ng machinery ay 250,000. Yung itong cash selling price na naka-indicate yan. Kasi yan yung pagbebentahan mo kung yan ay, yan ang presyo kung ibebenta mo yan ngayon. So, 300 minus 250. So, kung titingnan mo, effectively, meron kang unearned interest income. Kumbaga, ito yung income mo for the receipt of the note at yung comparison with the present value of the machinery today. So, 250,000 ang iyong unearned interest income dahil hindi mo pa yan na-earn. So, how do you recognize this? In the books of the one who received the notes. So, debit notes receivable, 300,000 dahil natanggap mo yan. You credit sales, 250,000. Remember, ang sabi dito, ikaw ay isang manufacturing company. So, ang minamanufacture mo ay mga machinery. Kaya, ang treatment mo doon sa binenta mong machine ay sales. This is part of your, this is part of your inventory. Kaya, you credit 250,000. Then, dahil 250,000 lang ang selling price niyan and binigyan ka ng 300,000, so kung titingnan mo, meron kang 50,000 unearned interest income. Kumbaga, itong 50,000 na ito yung interest on on extending a credit. Kumbaga, dahil pinautang mo siya, ito yung naging markup mo doon. So, you record the sale. Next, when you collect, to record the first installment collection, you debit cash, 75,000, you credit notes receivable, 75,000. Paano na-compute yung 75? That is 300,000 divided by 4. To recognize the unearned interest income as income na, so you debit unearned interest income. So, anong normal balance ng unearned interest income? Ang normal balance niyan ay credit. So, ngayon, i-reclassify mo na siya as interest income dahil na-earn mo na siya through time. So, debit unearned interest income, 20,000. Credit interest income, 20,000. So, how do we compute for the interest income? Okay, pakita natin itong computation of the interest income. So, ang sabi dito, for kailan binili? 2019 binili. January 1, 2019 binili. Binenta mo yung machinery for 300,000. So, makikita mo dito sa tabulation, 2019, notes receivable, 300,000. Yan yung balance niya. So, ilang 4 installments yan. Kaya 20, 21, 22. Tingnan nga natin. 4 equal installments at year-end. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, for 2019 to 2020, kung magbabayad ka ng notes receivable, babawasan niya ng 75,000. So, magiging balance na lang is 225,000. Kung magbabayad ka for the period 2020 to 2021, mababawasan niya ng 75,000. So, magiging balance na lang ng NR mo ay 150. Kung magbabayad ka for the period 2021 to 2022, ang magiging balance na lang niyan is 75,000. So, magbabayad ka for your last installment, yung 75,000 ay magiging 0 na. So, ano ang goal mo dito? The goal mo is to get the fraction of allocating your interest income. Remember, ang interest income mo ay 50,000. So, paano mo i-allocate yon between the four period is to get the allocation of the balance of the notes receivable. So, for 2019, 300,000. Okay, let's take a look on January, every year end. Okay. So, to get the fraction, so 3 divided by the total notes receivable for the entire, the balance of the notes receivable for the 4 installment period. So, 750 to 300 plus 225 plus 150 plus 75 is 750,000. So, 3 over 7.5 times 50,000. Kaya ang sabi dito, the interest income. Kaya mapapansin mo, itong fraction na to, ito lang yon, yung 300 divided by 750. 150 divided by 750. So, ganun siya. So, ang interest income, ang kailangan mong makompute for the current year. 50,000 times 3 over 7.5 is 20,000. So, kaya yan nakabold dyan because that is the recognition of the earned income on the first year. Kailan ba binabayaran daw yung installment? Sabi dito, the buyer signed a non-interest bearing note for 300,000 to be paid in 4 equal installments every year end. Kaya, nirecognize mo na siya dito. Debit unearned interest income, credit interest income, 20,000. So, when you total this, you will arrive at 50,000. Okay, let's go with illustration number 2. On January 1, the company sold to Carnes an equipment costing 500 for 750. So, nagbayad ng 150 down payment and signed a non-interest bearing note for the balance na 600, payable in 3 equal installments na 200 every year end. So, the prevailing interest rate for similar notes is 10%. The present value of an ordinary annuity of 1 at 10% for 3 periods is 2.4869. So, how do we compute for this? Let us first analyze kung magkano ang interest income mo. Ang face value ng note na binigay sa iyo ay 600,000. So, ito yan. Ang present value ng installments, 200,000 every year end. So, i-compare mo kasi yung face value ng note, 600,000. Pero, yung 600,000 na yan, marireceive mo pa lang yan at the end of every year, tig to 200. So, papaano mo siya hihilahin at time zero? Ngayon, sa panahon ngayon, magkano ang value niyan? So, itong present value of an ordinary annuity ang magbibigay sa iyo ng sagot for that. So, you just have to multiply yung cash flows, yung 200,000, yan yung marireceive mo every year, times the present value annuity, yung ordinary annuity. Kapag ordinary annuity ang ginagamit kapag year-end. Kapag annuity due ang ginagamit kapag beginning of the year ang pagbabayad. So in this case, binigay na sa'yo yan, 1 at 10% for 3 periods. Dahil 3 installments ito. So 200,000 times 2.4869 is 497,380. So effectively, compare mo dito the face value, your unearned interest income is 102,620. 600,000 minus 497,380 is 102,620. So ito yung kita mo diyan sa pag-extend ng pautang, pagpapautang by receiving a promissory note. Okay, let us analyze more. Kung ang present value ng note is 497,380, tapos naka-receive ka ng down payment na 150, which is this, 150 ang na-receive mo. So therefore, at time zero ngayon, 497 plus 150, 647,380 ang talagang price mo. Yan ang talagang price ng pagkakabenta mo at time zero. Ngayon, when you compare with the cost of the actual cost lang naman talaga ng equipment is 500,000. So ibig sabihin ay meron kang gain on sale of equipment na 147,380. Okay, using our analysis, let us journalize the transactions for the company. So, ito, you debit cash, 150,000. Ito yung na-receive mong down payment. You debit notes receivable, 600,000. Ito yung na-receive mong promissory note. You credit the equipment. Ano ba ito? The company sold, nagbenta siya ng equipment. Okay, nagbenta lang siya ng equipment, pero hindi talaga siya in a manufacturing of equipment. Kaya, credit equipment ka dyan. Binenta niya yung equipment niya. Baka may possibility na baka meron na siyang bagong equipment, kaya kino-convert na niya into liquid assets itong mga iba niyang property. So, credit equipment ka dyan. Credit ka ng gain on sale of equipment, yung na-compute natin kanina. And then, credit ka ng unearned interest income, yung na-compute natin kanina, 102,620. Okay, that's how you record the sale. Next, you record the first installment collection. So, nung nagbayad na siya, you debit cash, yung credit, notes receivable, 200,000. Next, you record the interest income. You debit unearned interest income, you credit interest income, 49,738. So paano na compute yung 49,738? We allocate, how do we compute for these unearned interest income? Kasi ang sabi kanina, ang unearned interest income ay 102,620 for the entire period ng pautang mo. So, paano mo naman yan kukumputin ngayon using the given data? So, since binigyan ka ng effective interest and the present value, you have to compute for the recognition of the interest income. For January 1, 2019, doon mo binili yung item. So, ang present value niyan, kanina na-compute natin 497,380. So, kailan daw ba magbabayad? Every end of the year ba? Sabi? Yes, every end of the year. Installments of 200,000 every year end. So, kaya ito yun. 200, 200, 200. 600,000. Ngayon, itong present value mo na 497,380, meron tong interest na 10% daw based on the given data. Ito, prevailing interest rate for similar notes is 10%. So, 497,380 times 10% is 49,738. So, therefore, the interest for the first year or dun sa unang year of collection is 49,738. So, doon sa binayad na 200,000 sa'yo on December 31, 2019, 49,700 doon ay interest. And ibawas mo lang yon, 200,000 minus 49,738 is 150,262. Ito yung for the principal. So, itong 150,262 na to, ibawas mo to doon sa present value na 497,380, you will get 347,118. Itong 347,118, i-multiply it to 10%, kaya ang lalabas dyan, 34,712. Ito yung interest naman for 2020. So, 200,000 minus 34,712 is equal to 165,288, the principal. Itong 165,288, ibawas mo ito doon sa 347,118, you will get 181,830. So, for the last year, since this is 181,830, i-capture mo lang yan as the principal amount here, 181,830. Then, i-work on mo siya, 200,000 minus 181,830 is 18,170. So, i-na-adjust lang ito kapag yung end of the year na. Since minimal lang ang difference niyan, mga 100 pesos lang yan. So, you will get 0 at the end of the last year of payment. So, ibig sabihin, here, nire-recognize natin yung, inuuna nating i-recognize yung interest income before the application to the principal. So, kapag tinotal mo itong interest income na 49,738 plus 34,712 plus 18,170, pag tinotal mo itong tatlong ito, dapat ito yung kinompute mo kaninang interest income na 102,620. Ito siya, 102,620. Ito kasi yung income mo for the entire period. Okay. So, kaya yan, i-journalize mo lang yan based using this sample. So, that's how you recognize interest income, present values, using kapag non-interest bearing ang note. So, merong dalawang sample related dyan. So, I think, okay, let's move. Yun ay initial measurement pa lang. Paano kapag subsequent measurement? Sabi dito, the long-term notes are measured at amortized cost, which will be discussed in the succeeding module. So, kung meron kasing discussion on amortized cost on loans receivable, so doon na lang din natin ipapasok itong notes receivable discussion. So, I think that ends the discussion on Module 7, Notes Receivable. Thank you.